Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode here of Let's Talk Airguns. We are very blessed and fortunate to have Airgun Angie in the house. How you doing, Angie?
I'm doing fine. I don't know about you being blessed, but I'm blessed for you having me here.
There we go. Now we're gonna
I
have a
was
good.
not expecting that, Rick.
You like that? Hey,
Yeah, that was pretty
hey,
good. Pretty
like
good.
like to keep you on your toes. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna be talking about big bore air guns, air gun hunting. I've got a bunch of guns I'm gonna show you guys that if all goes well, and I'm able to get my fat butt out of bed tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to the range and shoot some more videos. So yeah, I've got a bunch of cool things to talk about. So I'm hopeful. Hopefully you guys will join us and hang out with us a little bit, and we'll talk some air guns, right?
Yep. Nice
Well,
cup.
you like that? This
Yep.
was a gift from my wife. It's my Star Wars cup.
How sweet.
Ta-da! Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a Star Wars fan. So.
Well, you are now off the show. You're ejected.
Oh man, this is about air guns, not Star Wars.
Yes, we will move along. Nothing to see here. Before we get going too far, Angie, what you got going on? Anything special?
Oh, I have
Oh,
cluttered stuff behind me. I have stuff coming from everywhere. I've got a lot of unboxings to do. More ammo. I've been shooting the Texan SS 308 with the new 308 ammo I got in. So lots of cool stuff going on.
thanks, Jake. It is a very cool cup. Thank you. Yes. Well, I've got a little bit of an update for everyone that's been following the whole health thing. I went to the doctor last week. It's just my checkup before this next round of chemo. By the way, I go in Thursday and Friday for the last round, guys. So this has had to be the last of the 6 month treatments, 6 months of treatment, excuse me.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'm like, I could see the finish line. Um, but I went to the doctor and uh, I was just really, really good news. The good news was that they did a panel to look for is the chemo working, etc. And the last panel that they did, they could find no signs of leukemia in my system. So
Praise God.
that's a huge praise the Lord. I mean, my dad would always say about doctors. He would say, I don't know, you guys are still practicing, right? I mean, they just practice medicine. And he would say, once you go to the doctor, you can actually fix something. And anyway, so I'm very pleased. I'm excited that to get that report. And I mean, doctors and medicines may want to take the credit, but I know where my health and my healing and deliverance comes from. And the Lord can use whatever means He wants. If it's through an IV drip, praise God, I'll take it. If it's miraculous, praise God, I'll take it. It's all miraculous as far as I'm concerned. So
Amen.
I'm super pumped with that. But I know there's a lot of folks that have been praying for me and really have been reaching out. And I wanted to share that good bit of news. I knew I had been doing better because I get my blood work reports like regularly. So, and it looked really good. But to actually have the doctor say, yeah, we're really, really excited. And I've been upset about, in fact, they're calling me right now about my next appointment. It is a Tuesday night, right? Um, yeah. So anyway, and we can go ahead and move on, but I am super excited on everything. So let's see. We did have a couple questions. Somebody was asking about the Vever, right? Somebody asked oh, do you recommend the Vever portable air compressor for the Umrex Gauntlet? I've had good success with mine. I don't run it like a full tilt because I have a bunch of ones that I'm using sort of interspersed, but mine's run very well. So I have not had any issues with it. But I haven't put a ton of hours on it either. So just grain of salt. I've used it. It's worked good for me, but full disclosure, it's not my only compressor I use. And, I use it here in the shop when I'm doing videos or in the studio, and I use it down at the range when I need to. But I also use all my other compressors too. Okay. Let's see. Anything else going on here? We'll get back to the topics at hand. Yeah.
Andy
Okay.
Black.
Andy Black. Yes.
Yeah, definitely thinking of the Notos for my 30th birthday. Got an air compressor to shoot my Avenger. Just want a SBR PCP to my collection. collection. Is the Notos any good? Oh,
It's really
just
good.
ask anybody.
It's really
Everybody
good.
says, get the Notos.
It's really good. Yeah. And that is that. Let me just really quickly. I know we're gonna talk about what I have on the screen here. Let me zip down, or let me come back up to it. It's actually not in the shot, but I've got a behind the scenes video that's going to be dropping here the next couple of days on our Patreon channel and also the Airgun Army Officers Club. Now those are exclusive to those platforms, so if you guys want to see those behind the scenes footage. You want to see those behind the scenes videos? I'll just flop the word out. Please join us there. It's only $5 a month, and you can support what we're doing and get some cool content in the meantime. But it's not in this shot, but one of the guns I have, it's actually already down at the range. If everything goes well tomorrow, I plan to be shooting videos for most of the day. Is going to be my full review of the Notos, and then that gun is getting boxed up and shipped out to Angie. So she'll be doing a full grip review on the Notos as well. So it is a great gun. I've had two of them now, the one I bought myself and have been shooting, and then also the one that Umrex had sent to me. Both of them shoot the same. They shoot really good. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that, see how that turns out on the review. You guys can see it. You guys can know for sure that it's a good gun. Because it is, I think, a really great gun for the money. It's ideal. But we've got all these other guns here that are also going to be in the queue. And what we've got here in this shot, we've got some Gamos up top there. Then we've got the buck rail conversions. And we've had a couple of people, the reason I want to show this, we've had a couple of people talk about the buck rail stuff. Well, the one here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you have the two Gamos and then you have the AirArms, which that's their conversion. And then you have these three buck rails. And people are asking, does it shoot better or worse with the conversion? Well, we're going to find out, right? So we're going to be doing that. Now, those videos will release first on Patreon and Airgun Armies and Officers Club. And then after a couple weeks, they will go out on our channel. So just so you know, we will get to see that footage if you want to see it. But if you're a part of the Patreon channel or Air Officers Club, you'll get to see it a couple weeks early. So that's how that's going to work. So we're going to have, obviously, I've got there's a lot of guns here on this table, and that's not all of them. And there's another one that we got in. Actually, we got in one from Donnie FL. Gosh, I bet you. Let me do this. I'm going to switch screens for a moment, and I'm going to grab that because let me talk about that gun briefly. Now, I think you got one too, Angie, didn't you? Didn't you get one of the Nixon guns?
I did. I got the ELF, the ELF.
The ELF, okay.
While you look that up, can I answer Andy's question?
Sure, please go for it.
He says, is the Notos easy to hold like the FX and AR-15 style guns? Absolutely. It's a great gun. It really is. And I can't find his previous question. He was asking for a comparison between that and the JTS. They're both great guns, but the Notos is
JTS
pretty good.
Yeah, they're completely different guns, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very, very different.
You can mod the JTS out with a buck rail, right?
You can, but it's still a very different gun than the Notos. I mean, and it depends. Actually, you can't mod the regulated max out.
Just the standard.
Just the standard, yeah. Okay, so really quickly, let me see if I get this shot here. Oh yeah, that's a good shot. We'll just jump back over to this one. Okay, so that's the gun I got in. It's the Escalade
that's
T.
pretty cool looking.
It's got two bottles. It's like 800 and some change cc's of air.
Wow.
Shoot for days, like maybe 200 shots. It's not regulated, so it's going to be interesting to see how that curve works. But with the volume, you should have a really good plateau in there, right? So, and it's not for power, it's really designed for shot count. So these are some of the cool things. Now this video, I did an unboxing, kind of went through all the details on it. That'll be coming out. Cheryl's got to edit it still. Maybe next week.
It's the Nixon what?
The Nixon Escalade T.
Escalade T.
Yeah, I can pull it up. I can pull it up here. Airguns. Right there. Yeah, it's this one right here. So, yeah, it looks very cool. It's actually a little shorter barrel. The barrel doesn't shoot out real far. So it's actually, while it looks like it would be super long, it's actually relatively normal sized. I'm not going to say compact because it's not, but it's normal. It's heavy. She's a beefy girl. She's beefy, but it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. So hopefully you guys will.
So does that mean it's a lot of metal construction?
It's
Is that why
all
it's heavy?
it's all steel. It's not aluminum. It's steel. So not only is it a lot of metal, the metal that it is heavy. So she's a beefy. It's like a Hatsan. It's made from Turkey or comes from Turkey. Very similar construction. So we'll see how she does. Yeah, I haven't even shot it yet. Just pulled it out of the box. Was holding air, that was a winner. So that was a good sign. So yeah, we'll see how she does. So I'm excited about that one. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta, enjoy the little things like, hey, it's holding air. But yeah. So I think it's a cool looking gun. I'm looking forward to getting that out to the range for sure. Yeah.
Nice full length rail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you could put open sights on that and have a lot of fun. Like some flip up sights.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got a lot of potential. So, okay. Yes, more questions?
Is it worth paying more money for the JTS compressor?
Okay. Good question. If you were looking at $100 or less than $100 difference, I would say go ahead and get the JTS compressor. It's just better. I mean, if the JTS was 100 or less than 100 more, say get the JTS. I believe that the Vever is now down around 270, which now you're looking at almost over $200 difference. And I start to go, I'm not sure. That starts to get a little bit like. Now, there are some functional differences. Like the JTS was designed to disperse heat aggressively. So it's got an extra fan that's been positioned to cool the compressor head. So probably for durability, and let me say this. For durability, yes. For serviceability, yes. Okay, so I'm going to say yes if it was me and I had the extra money and it didn't hurt me to spend it. Okay, so if I had the extra money, it didn't hurt me to spend it, get the better unit. I think it's better because of the extra fan. And I would imagine that because JTS is in the States, that you can call somebody at JTS over there in Katy, that you can get parts for it. It ships with a rebuild kit. So right out the gate, you're better off there, right? The Vever may work wonderful, but and frankly, all of these small compressors, at some point, they're going to need service. So if or when you need service, will you be able to get Vever on the phone? I've never tried, so I don't know. So again, if you've only got a little bit of money and you just want to be able to shoot, and an extra $200 means you can shoot or not shoot, go with the Vever, right? Okay, so that you can at least shoot.
Yeah.
If you can spend the $500 and you've got it, it doesn't hurt you to spend a little bit extra, and you can keep shooting or shoot more, I would say go with the JTS, just for the two reasons I mentioned.
Which are really good reasons.
They're important enough for me to say, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say with that.
Need to snap your fingers, you're frozen.
I'm not frozen. I can see myself perfectly. I'm even wiggling on the screen going down to you. I think you're frozen.
Okay.
Like you need to just let it go, Angie.
Let what go?
Frozen, let it go. I catch up. Wow, you are tired.
I told you it's been some long days lately. Besides, I don't watch Frozen. What are you doing watching Frozen, Rick?
I don't watch Frozen. I just know the song. My daughter watched it. Timmy's saying, does anybody have an address for Young Yang Hang or Young Hang? I don't know which one you mean. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's see. Thank you, Sergio from Uruguay. That's awesome. Grill Billy. Hey, hello, Rick. What do you think of individuals matching their own or machining? Machining their own mods.
Machining.
Machining. They're doing their own machining, man. Their own mods for air rifles that don't have stigmas. Bring done by when it comes to. Whew, I'm thinking. What do I think? What you're asking? What I'm thinking about mods. Hey, man, if you can build them and they work, go for it. I guess that's that. Are you all right,
I was
Angie?
wondering. No, I didn't know what language you were speaking.
I was not
I was
sure.
having a hard time following.
Me too. Me too. Yep. Let's see.
Mike's asking about the Crawl Big Max X.
I don't know.
I saw it at SHOT Show, but
Yeah.
didn't shoot it or anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, be nice. Okay, Beam Flip, Rick and Angie. Oh, this is a great question. We actually did an entire show on this, and it may be it may be a show that YouTube deleted because we talked about and had a link to the GTA contest in it, and they actually struck several videos and then put most of them back, but I don't think they put that one back. But it was a video on regulated or unregulated. Rick and Angie, surely you would choose a regulated gun versus a non-reg gun, right? Not necessarily.
Yeah, I think it depends on the gun.
I think it depends on the use case.
Yeah, there's so many variables. And some unregulated guns, Rick, stop rubbing off on me. Shoot like they're actually regulated. So, just depends.
Yeah, I mean, it does really depend. Here's my take on it. I'll go try to be brief. Good luck with that. Okay, so a well set up and executed unregulated gun can be extremely efficient and consistent. Now, there's some caveats in there. BSA makes a great unregulated gun that shoots like a regulated gun. Heck, if you take the Benjamin Kratos, which has the bottle, I was getting such consistent results with that. I was shocked that it was. I had to go. I looked at the manual. I looked online. I thought for sure the thing was regulated. Unregulated shoots great. And I'm going to make this. The Arrow, another very consistent gun. It uses BSA technology. It uses the BSA fast strike valve. So that's why that's consistent. Okay, so here's why I say this. If you have like back in the day when I started, there were spring guns, not gas ram, spring. Now gas rams existed, but they were novelty. Very shortly, Crosby came out with the nitro pistol, which was a nitrogen-filled gas piston. And some of the first ones were great. And then they started making them in China, and they got really ungreat real fast, like leaking, guns just dying, sitting, just set it in your gun cabinet, pull it out, go to cock, it's got nothing there because the gas ram leaked out. So gas rams done right are good. Spring guns done right are good. You see, there's the caveat, the done right part. If you have a spring gun done wrong and you throw a gas ram in it, it hides it hides a lot of the done wrong. Okay, because a spring to do a spring right, it needs to have guides, it needs to be the right size, it needs to have the right tension, the preload, all of that engineering has to be right for the gun to shoot straight and shoot consistently. A lot of the entry-level guns, air quotes, just threw any old spring in there, and they would take a set. They would all have all kinds of problems, and they would buzz, and they weren't pleasant to shoot. You throw a gas ram in there, you still have all the bad engineering, but you don't have the vibration and the other stuff. So it makes you think the gun's better. It's not better. You just can't. You can't feel how bad it is. So
that's great.
You like that? So.
Yep.
It's the same way with regulated guns. Look, not all. Just bear with me here. If you take a cheap, poorly engineered gun with a terrible valve and you throw a regulator in it, it's going to shoot better.
Yep.
because it's got some means of making that valve be more efficient, even if the valve is garbage. Okay, so that's how you take a cheap gun and make it more usable, as you throw a regulator in it. But if you have a well-designed, well-engineered, well-executed gun that's not regulated, you can get more power. You get very good consistency, and you have less complexity, you have less to go wrong. So there's some advantages to an unregulated gun, provided you have all those caveats. It's done right. Now, the motivation these days is to do things cheap. So to do things cheap is contrary to doing things right often. So the right kind of goes out the window as the price goes down. So the way they get around that is they throw a regulator in it. Doesn't have to be good reg. Doesn't have to be super efficient. Just has to regulate somewhat the crappy valve. And you see, that's what you see. You see a lot of that. It's my more than 2 cents, and I'm sure I'll piss a bunch of people off. But it's just the way it is.
Well, depending on perspective, that was brief.
Yeah.
So
that was brief. Very brief. Like, I think a great balance of price and like affordability and functionality is the Air Venturi Avenger.
Mhm.
You know, and when you throw it in a buck rail stock, it's even better. Right? So when you do that with it, right? Now you take it out of that cheap plastic stock and throw it into something better. Yeah, that's cool. That makes me happy, right? That makes
Buck Rail
that
makes some pretty cool stuff.
that makes the Avenger pretty snazzy. But I think that's a good example of a good mix. I think the Origin is a good example of a good mix. A different way of regulating, because they're using a gas ram to actually boost the pressure in the cylinder versus a regulator. I think the Gauntlet is a great example of a affordable gun with a reg. And the Gauntlet too, they just cranked it to 11 and said, "Here you go, have fun." There's no turning that thing down. It's just full power all the time, which is fine. If you're going to hunt with it, that's what you want anyway. So G-Man's saying the price of personal compressors has fallen a ton. Yeah. It's amazing to watch the price of some things really drop and the price of other things go really up. Which is, something, if we're going to talk about something just briefly, the airgun market right now is in trouble, guys, just so you know. It's harder and harder for companies to make sales and have ends meet. So big companies, I think, can weather the storm better, but their small companies are having a hard time. They're struggling. So you keep that in mind when you're doing your purchasing decisions. Anyway, let's see.
Jacob asked, he says, I don't think the JTS compressor comes with a filter in the air tube.
Yeah, I mean, they're $15. It's an Amazon purchase. It's super easy. I'll just pull one up here. Yeah, $15. If you want to go fancier, this is more money, but you get a lot better filter.
It's pretty.
So, yeah, it's blue. You like blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So anyway, so you just pick up a filter. So, really quickly before we jump to the main topic of today's show, we'll talk just a little bit about the contest. Angie, we have a contest going on, right?
We do.
And guess what? I actually got it posted. Go figure.
Sweet.
Yay! I know. So yeah, no, we are giving away. Now, guys, this is a big deal, and if we want to see more of these types of giveaways, we need you guys to go sign up for the giveaways and share it. Really share it with your friends, right? So it's going to start midnight on Friday night. So the first at midnight, and it's going to run to the 29th, 11:59. So if you guys want to get in on an opportunity to win an ATN Thor LTV and the it's supposed to say X sound. I'll fix that later. X sound hearing protection. I was in a hurry. If you want a chance to get in on this, just go to the website. I'll drop it in the links and see if they. What did I do? Let me do this. Copy.
The, the X
There.
sound things are pretty cool. They're Bluetooth. You can hook them up to your phone and listen to music while you shoot your gun and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
can't.
sweet.
Yeah, guys, I can't actually put that in the video description because YouTube says we're trying to scam people for giving things away. So I'll just throw it in the chat and hopefully you won't get in too much trouble. But this page, if you bookmark this page, you can always go there and see what new special or what new contest we have because they always go on this URL. It doesn't change. So anyway, let's see
Cool.
here.
Are y'all gonna stay up and wait till midnight on Friday?
If you do, awesome. If not, you can just fine. You have plenty of days. And there's going to be a bunch of ways to enter. Now, the way it works, like you can subscribe to YouTube channels, the hours, ATNs, Facebook the same way. If you don't want to do any of that stuff, you can just visit their website or visit the GTA, or you could just give us your email. I mean, not for any reason other than just use your email to enter. You get more points if you join our newsletter. So you'll see it when the screen comes up. If you haven't seen the way the contest runs, the system captures all this data, and at the end, it picks a name. I reach out to that person, make sure they're eligible, they're in the U.S., et cetera, et cetera. They're eligible to receive it. And then once that's verified, we can go ahead and announce the winner and ship it out. So that's how this will work. And I'll throw this up on the GTA. Once the contest goes live, I'll put it up on the forum too. So, yeah.
Sweet. Hey, Benjamin's here. Ben, he said,
Hey, Ben.
Spencer, he's just back from the cup, the PA Cup. Yeah, that just
Cool.
happened.
Yeah. One of these years, I'm going to get to go out to that thing. Maybe next year. So,
You take me with you?
I don't know. We'll see. You can meet me out there in your brand new truck when you get it. So,
Yeah.
maybe you can come pick me up and take me out. That'll work even better. I won't have to drive. I like
There you
it.
go.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's get to the main topic of today's Let's Talk Airguns. So we talked about these guns. These are going to be all part of some new videos coming soon. This one's going to be a couple weeks, this Nixon. The unboxing will go out probably next week, and there'll be a couple weeks for the video. Because I've never shot one. I want to spend a little time with it first. But I do want to talk about the new Gen 2 Dragon Claw. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me switch over to Pyramid Air. First of all, Pyramid Air's got a new logo. If you guys seen it, they're really branching out into a new state, not a new direction, but an additional direction where they're going into everything outdoors. Adventures in recreation, I guess, is what their air stands for now. So this is all right, so here we have, all right, this. So first of all, price point, I was very pleased to see price point sitting at $720. That's a lot of airgun for $720, guys. So in that, if you haven't seen I think this went out, my video on this went out yesterday, I think. I did. Let me see. I'm a little scatterbrained, forgive me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the video for this, the unboxing went out yesterday. I talked about the specs as they have them listed on the site. I did shoot Saturday and got off to the range with it, and it's impressive. I'll spoil it a little bit. They did get the power up, and they exceeded what's on paper. I'll just do that as a teaser. I'm not going to tell you exactly how far they took it, but at least my gun went past what they have on paper by a good margin, not just like
Don't you love it when that happens?
I love it when they go beyond what they promise on the spec sheet. When they do more, I'm like stoked. But one of the things I noticed, okay, I have an original Dragon Claw and it's about 230, 240. And it actually, I get a fairly flat shooting curve with mine. even really flat with round ball if you balance the high power, low power hammer, but pretty good. Like across 5 shots, it's pretty reasonable with the heavies. When you go up in power, you lose your plateau. It's just
It's a
kadunk,
dive.
kadunk, yeah, it's a dive. It's a big bore dive. And what that means is that like at 50 yards, I could get 2 shots to hit really consistently close together. And then as you went beyond that, it started to get less consistent. So yeah, um, even after several shots, it was doing better than the factory gun, just for what it's worth. So I'm going to talk to Pyramid Air. I'm actually going to ask them if they'll let me hold on to this for a while, because I would like to spend some range time with it and just fill it and see where it hits on the paper. Just shoot the whole string. Shoot that several times to see is there any consistency with it. And then I found that on my gun, and each gun may be a little different because they're mass produced, but they're also not by the tens of thousands. Okay, they're not produced in that kind of quantity. I mean, maybe they are, but I mean, I'll just back up. There's variations from gun to gun. There just are with these. They are unique in that. And there's so one gun may have a starting sweet spot at 2,900 psi. Another one may be 2,950 or 2,800. Each gun's gonna be a little different. So if you find that with your gun and you just fill to that place, and you know those first 2 shots, those are your killing shots. That's where you're going to get your most power, your most consistency. And then if you get used to the gun, you can actually learn that, all right, shot 3, I got to hold half a mil. Shot 4, I got to hold a whole mil. And you can still stack your shots really good, but it's going to take you knowing your gun. I used to do that with Hunter Supply out at their place with a Texan. He could put, and I did it a couple times, but he could do it almost every time. He could put 10 shots in an inch with a 45 cal Texan at 50 yards.
Because he knew his gun that well.
Yeah. And it was a matter of after 4 shots, you started to have to raise up. You had to know what mil dot you're on, but he could put them like that, all 10 shots. It was impressive. And the last shot, he would often dump the tank on the last shot. So that last shot just dumped the tank. So when he was empty, he was empty. So, but it was pretty cool. But this is an example of an unregulated gun. And if they regulated it, they wouldn't be getting that power.
Right. And that's the push. You trade shot count for power.
You do?
You really do.
And consistency. Yeah. Now, when you have one of the things about this gun I loved then and I love now, it's 3,000 psi.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can hand pump it.
Well, no, I can't. You can. I think I can take my little pony bottle and top it off in the field without having to take a compressor to have to get the 4,500 every time. Which to me, I think that has a ton of value. You know, a little pony bottle in a backpack, you're going to take a couple shots. If you're in a hunting situation where you get more than a couple shots, squeak a little air into it, put it back to optimal, and you're right back to full power and accuracy. So,
yep.
And that you can't do that with the 45s, with 4,500 psi guns, because once you've taken your 4,500 psi tank and put air in your gun, you ain't ever going to get back to 4,500 again.
Right.
So it'll only ever equalize out. So it's always a loss after that. But a gun that's 3,000 with a tank that's 4,500, you can put a little air in that a few times and keep shooting. So I think that's very cool. I love the fact that they kept it that way. Let's see. Some questions here. Why not just put a reg in them? Real Billy, I'm trying to figure out where you were talking about that. If you're talking about this gun, yeah, reg's not practical in this gun at all. You'd have to completely change the design. It's not that heavy. It's beefy. It's like 8.5 pounds. I guess I call it a heavy gun. But then I'll pick up like a Hatsan, like the Blitz or something, and it's like 11 pounds. I don't know what it is. It's heavier. So anyway, let's see. Oh, I'm trying to see if there's any questions here we got to deal with, Angie. I don't see any.
You.
Yeah. So, Angie, what's been your experience? We're going to talk a little bit about big bore hunting because this gun is a hunting gun, and I remember having the original hog hunting. I hunted with slugs, and I hunted with the arrow. The arrow is by far one of the most lethal things I've ever seen. If you ever get the chance, Angie, to hunt with like one of the air bolts out of one of these things, it's
Mhm.
scary, impressive what it does. Um,
What's the max distance on the with an arrow and that gun?
I would say 35 yards.
35.
It's just fat. It's
Okay.
just so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to give you the velocities because then people are going to know exactly what I'm getting for energy. So you have to watch the video coming out Thursday. Um, but yeah,
You won't even tell me, guys.
it's the arrows are doing very fast. And I don't know how actually is. The problem with like showing the arrows on screen is I have like a really nice bag, but the big fat head on the air bolts, when
Mm.
I can't get them out of the freaking target. I'm like in there with a knife trying to cut the rubber grippy stuff to get the arrow out. So, I mean, once they're
Yeah, those
in,
are a pain.
they ain't coming out, not easily. So, somebody was asking about Airgun Expo. Let me give you guys a quick update on that. I sent out a marketing email. I knew people were at the Pyramid Air Cup. So I sent out an email yesterday. I'll be following up with emails this week. Um, Airgun Expo is up in the air right at the moment. I have had one person who has been uh, has been to both so far emailed me saying we just can't make it this year. And I think there's a lot of that going on where it's just monetarily it's hard for people to commit money outside of paying their employees and keeping the lights on. So if we can do it and it makes sense financially, then we'll do it. And we have thousands of dollars in costs to do that event. It's not free to me. It's I had probably a couple $1,000s just in banners and swag and other things and stuff that we pay for to have up on the wall and used for the event. Plus people's time and goodness, the editing we had. I think last year we produced close to 50 videos from that event, so each one had to be then edited. So it's a lot. It's very expensive. So if we don't have a commitment from sponsors to support it where we can make money to do it and pay people for their time and to be here, I can't do it. So I like it. I want to do it. It's a ton of fun, but it's got to make sense financially. So it's up in the air right at the moment. We're going forward as if we're going to do it, and I will continue to go after sponsorships over the next week or so. But if we don't have any serious commitments in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably postpone till next year and just start marketing next year now to see if we can get people to do it. So that's just so you guys know. I still plan on doing the GTA Fun Shoot, but it goes back to um, affordability for people to travel and come out and do it because I mean gas hit almost $5 a gallon here.
Ooh, yeah.
I
That's
apologize.
not good.
Diesel's almost $5 a gallon. Gas is right at 4, if not over 4. So I
Mhm.
put I didn't even fill it, but I put 3/4 of a tank of gas in my truck. It was over $100. So it is it's tough. If you had to choose between putting food on the table or buying a new air gun, I look put food on your table, right? Put food on your table. Feed your family, pay your rent, you know, pay your car insurance. Do those things that are the responsible things. Hopefully, this will turn around, and people can afford to buy air guns again. One of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be really focusing on more affordable options. I have a bunch of really expensive options, but I really want to focus on the affordable side of things as well because um, that's more it's more attainable, right?
Right.
You can get a really good air gun for $300-400. You can get a really, really good air gun for $3,000 too, right? But there's the number of people that can just go drop $3,000 on an air gun, pretty small. The number of people that can go drop $300-400 on an air gun has gotten small.
Yep.
It's not just discretionary. So I want to focus on some lower end, entry level stuff. Decent, so you guys can know if you got $300-400, what if you're going to go spend it, what's going to get you the most bang for the buck. So we're going to be working on that, and that means probably some brake barrels and some pump guns, and who knows. I'll probably do more of the brake barrels because Angie just loves to do brake barrels.
I don't mind a brake barrel, Rick. Just don't send me more magnums.
Yes.
I'm gonna invest in an what did I call it? An automatic magnum cocker. There was a better name for it, but I'm gonna buy me one. And whenever it sees a magnum, it's just gonna go cock it for me and leave it there for me to shoot.
Just
wait. I'm gonna get one.
Just pay your son or pay Sammy to come over. And just when you have to do that, just have them here, cock. They just hand it back to you the whole time. I watch Angie when she's like, I'm sorry, I got this alarm going off. It's my daughter. Hold on just about.
I'm reviewing the Gammo Swarm Magnum Pro Gen 3i. And so when I review one of those, I shoot the gun, I don't know, a few hundred times. And by the time the day's over, I have a bruise.
I am waiting for the time she's grabbing hold of the barrel, and somehow she comes disconnected from her chair, and she just goes, fling! The gun just ejects her from the bench.
Okay, well, I won't keep that from the video. I'll just go ahead and tell Maggie to put that in there.
So, somebody's follow Airguns, Fowler Airguns. Why is the Y? I don't know why. It's always been there since I've ever worked with them. So probably just so we should ask why. Maybe because the pyramid with an I was taken, so they used the Y, and there you go. Keep the name short in a domain name. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
G-Man's asking how I like the patchworm. I like it. It's actually given me the ability to clean air guns that before I had a tough time doing. I've gotten so many patches stuck in baffles. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's given me the ability to do a heck of a lot better job cleaning my air guns. I love it.
By the way, they have a brand new website. Should I show everybody the new website?
You should. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. And if anybody out there has a business and your website is in trouble and you need help, give me a call, because this is what I do for like my other day job. I actually did this.
You forgot to change your hat.
I didn't. Yes, I need my web design hat. But no, yes. I talked to George about this, and then he told me that there was a problem with the processing of his stuff, and he said, it looks like I have to make a change. He's still doing that web work, because I just emailed a couple of weeks before, if you ever need help transitioning out of this since the old site was probably 20 years old. He said, he said, it looks like I do need your help. So Sue, my wife, and we do this as a team. She does the pretty part, I do the functioning part. And anyway, so he's got a new website, so it's kind of cool. Nice. I think it's great. I think somebody's coming in. Your iPad is in here and the alarm was going off. I should put the green screen down so she has to walk the walk of shame on the video. There she is. Parts of her glitching in and out of the yes. Bye-bye, hon. That's my daughter. She's got a school thing, I believe, this evening. Anyway, so if you guys like Patchworm, you want to go buy some stuff, go check out their new website. Tell them how awesome it is, so I'll feel better, and he'll feel better. And if you guys have a business that needs a website, give me a call, because that's what I sort of have been doing for over 25 years. So anyway, Walnut Steel saying the Beam and QB Chief is awesome. Yes, it is. It's a very good gun. The Commander's a good gun too. I should do a video on the Commander. I've got one in the bag in its plastic, just sitting on the shelf. I should pull that down and do it. So
I think we should do some competitions. You
Rick
there,
is an
me
abusive
here,
boss.
same gun.
Yeah, I'm seeing Ben saying I'm an abusive boss. Gosh, he just so doesn't know me. I think what's the right word? Oh gosh, man, it would have been great if I got the words out. Unsolicited, that was the word I was looking for, but it'll work. Unsolicited comments from those that work for me, specifically Maggie, who once said I was the best boss ever. So there.
But we're not allowed to say that anymore because Steve was supposed to be the best boss ever. So.
Yes, all right, I'm the second boss. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway. Yeah, I try and be a decent boss. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jacob is asking, can the JTS compressor fill bottles if I give it a rest between?
No.
Okay.
No. Can it? A couple times. And then it won't anymore. They're not meant for that. They're just not. I can tell you the compressor I would suggest for if you I have not been able to confirm this. It's the GX SC4 CS4 GX compressor. Yeah. Okay, so this compressor here, and I've asked, but has not been answered. Take that for what it is. This compressor it looks and has the same features and knobs and controls as the Omega Trail Charger. This can fill small bottles, not big ones. We're talking like the pony bottles, 100 cubic inch bottles, 1.6 liter. If you're talking about the 7 liter or the 9 liter, no, you'll burn this up, right? But I've not tested it. I've asked for one. I cannot get a response from GX anymore. So, and I don't have $600 to go spend. This is one of the examples of why we've started the Patreon channel and the Officers Club, because this, I think, needs someone like myself or another actual reviewer, not somebody that just is promoting products or their channel is based on YouTube views and traffic. But I really want to get this in and actually digest its function. Is it good? Does it work? I want to fill a bottle, maybe like work off a pony bottle for a period of time and just run this and see how long does it last. But it has the same knob, same grease thing, same water reservoir. It looks identical in design as the Omega Trail Charger. That can fill small bottles. If you want to go to something that can fill larger bottles, that's a whole nother class of machine. So,
Tex 1680 says, does the Dragonclaw do well with sabots if I use 45 cal slugs with a 45-50 wad, kind of like a slap round?
I have not tested them. My experience with those that have tried to get sabots to run, they do not work well. I don't know why. I'm not a ballistics guy. But I know that they were really trying hard to make that work like in the Hammer, and it was unsuccessful. You can try, but I just don't know. So,
Dean Hanlock says, I have a BSA Superton bull barrel. It needs rebuilt. Who would you recommend?
Where's this again? I don't see the thing.
Dean Hanlock.
BSA. I believe Airguns of Arizona has an agreement with BSA right at the moment. I don't know that they are exclusive with BSA, but I know they have an agreement with BSA. They have a pretty good service department in the sense of capable. So that's who I would reach out to, see if they can help you. So, Pat, yes, I agree. Absolutely, completely. It is a hard sell. I tried selling the Alkin compressors for a long time, and I never was able to sell one because people just had a hard time with the price. And then they had a hard time with the freight shipping. But if you're an Amazon buyer and you're used to Amazon, the Amazon process, like I go buy it, get it 3 days later or whatever, and I pay, super discount for everything. Yeah, Alkin is not that, but it is a tank. Just so you guys know, the Alkin compressor. Let me just do this. If anybody wants to see it, I'll pull it up. Pull up the video I did on it because I bought mine. Yeah, it's this one. None of the above. Dude. Okay. Wow, the shop is. That's it. This video is 3 years old. Okay. And we will stop the ad. Okay, let me stop the audio. I'll let this play. I'm going to put the link in here. That's the video if you guys want to see the Alkin. But I'll show you a picture of it. So that's the Alkin right there. Now that unit is 200 and some change pounds. It is, I think, I don't remember what I paid for it. I think Pyramid Air sells them. Where is Pyramid Air here? Here it is, Alkin. I see. I would have loved to have had the upright one. So you have automatic and manual. Mine's manual. All right. So here's the one I have. So it's gone up in price. It's $4,400. Okay. So the difference on this compressor, it's continuous duty. So it can fill to 5,000 psi and it can run nonstop. It just run. If you get the automatic model, it'll auto shut off and it'll auto purge. So when it gets, it purges the humidity or the condensation out automatically. So you can leave it run unattended. It's designed to fill cascade system. So you have 6 of those big steel bottles. You hook this up, it'll fill them all. Just never stop.
So it's more like a commercial compressor.
It's commercial. It is a commercial compressor, and it's breathing quality air.
So you need a lot of money, a lot of space, and a lot of tanks.
Yeah, and 220. So, but it is buy one cry once, or buy once cry once. Yes, it's a great compressor, but it is expensive. And if you run a small club, or you have a shop, or you just shoot a lot, and you're filling bottles a lot, or you're filling 2 to 3 bottles a week, you'll burn up the cage compressors. The Air Venturis and the Hot Sans, the cage ones that are $1,500-$1,600. If you're already $1,600 in, you have to scratch your head and go, disposable, lifetime. Okay. And look, that's harsh. Okay. So they're not disposable. If you're going to fill 3 to 4 bottles a week, you're going to wear them out. That's a better way of putting it. Because Angie, you have an Air Venturi. How long have you had that one?
Well, this one is new. I got it I think it was last year, but the one
I bet you it's 2 years ago.
2 years?
I bet you it's 2 years ago.
Before 3 years.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I use it quite a bit. It's done pretty good, but
you maybe fill a bottle, 2 to 3 times a month?
No, more than that, especially lately.
Well, good. There you go. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, but
I mean,
that,
there's maintenance. You got to keep up with the maintenance for it to.
yeah, right. Anyway, so that's, I mean, the Alkins are great compressor. And if you think that's expensive, go price out a Bauer, and you're going to be $7,000-8,000. So,
Whew.
yeah, that's the affordable of the commercials. Anyway, let's see. We are at 7:26. Have you tested the Vever 4500? Yeah, I don't know the one you're talking about. I got a Vever compressor over here. Well, a Vever PCP. Not that one. No, this is the one you're talking about. I have not tested this one.
$212.
This is the one I have here. I have this one. I like this one. I like it. And I did a video, guys, on testing the different compressors. It's a great face, Rick. Let me switch. Let me do compressor roundup. Yep. Here we go. Oh, we get past the ad. And I can't watch YouTube and stream and do everything at once. Okay. Let me share this link with you. There. So this video, I've got I'm testing the Vever, the Rovair, and the JTS all on the same video. So that will give you a good example of the capabilities. We look at fill times and that kind of thing. I don't have a Rovair. I do have a JTS. I do have the Vever. I use them both regularly, and they both work fine. So,
are you getting a Rovair?
I've asked for one. I don't know if I'm getting one.
Okay.
So.
They're talking about different kinds of compressors and stuff.
Dean, that's a great price. That's a great price on that one. And that's sounds like if you went direct to Alkin and bought it, that's probably about right. But I'm guessing you did that a couple years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. Let me know if that was something you bought last week. So anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey guys, we're at 7:28. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I will probably not be up on the show next week because it will be a few days after chemo, and that's about when things really start kicking in. But
it's your last one.
It is the last one. Yeah. And then from now, it's working to get stronger because it's taken a lot out of me over this last couple have been hard. It's just straight up been hard, but I'm still standing. In Christ, let me say that, because that's how I'm still standing. But yeah, no, it's been a long road, but we're almost to the other side of it, and I'm looking forward to getting to the other side, and having a whole new lease on things. So anyway, but that's
Amen.
it. Let's see, Rick, did you see my question about running the air filters? I remember something on that. Throw it back up in the question, Tim, and see if I can help. So Jamie, okay, so yes, I'm glad you brought that up because you can buy the GX SC4 if that's the one you're talking about, direct from GX pumps, and it's a little cheaper actually than Amazon. And I was really close to just buying one, but again, I couldn't justify the expense right now. But if we ever can, and we get, things grow with Patreon and there's other things to help us have those additional funds, I'm pleased to pick one up and do the testing. Yeah, Tim, either email me or whatever about your air filter question, and I'll do what I can to get back to you. So, guys, this could be at 7:30. So, yeah. Thanks you guys
Thank
for
you,
coming
Rick.
up and watching. Yeah. We'll just
Yeah.
go back to, let's see really quickly here. Um, the Officers Club on Airgun Army. If you guys haven't checked out Airgun Army, please check it out. The more I use this, the more I love the way this interface works.
I love it because it's like a social media platform, but it's just air guns.
Right. It's just air guns that I own. So, and I'm seeing other people are posting and people are communicating and talking. I think it's awesome. So please feel free to join. It's free to join. If you want access to the Officers Club, that's $5 a month. So it's not a lot. It does help us out. So, and I have seen some people joining up. I really do appreciate that. We've got a few Patreon members and a few folks here at the Officers Club, and we're just starting out. This, I'm really excited to see what we can do with Airgun Army and expand these topics maybe. And maybe what we can do is have some, I could put up some polls, because I was thinking about starting to have groups for like prominent vendors, like an FX group or whatever, and then having a set of topics that can be, and then you have finding moderators that can moderate those groups so that stuff is easier to find, right? Easier to find, easier to track down. So anyway, that's our hope. Just expand this out and keep doing more stuff. So I like it. Thank you guys for jumping on and joining it. And we're going to keep trying to make this, keep trying to make it better. So, okay.
Thank y'all.
Can you put here it is. Can you put 2 forage filters on a fill whip? Yeah, you can. Not going to hurt anything. It's not a problem. If you want to do it, go for it. Yeah, so CK is talking about GX is offering free shipping, 10% discount, no tax. That is, yeah, that's a great deal. I just right now don't have the extra $550, so it is what it is. All right, guys. Maybe you can have a topic on airgun restrictions being pushed. You know what would be really good is if I could get a lawyer friend of mine to do a little research and come up and talk about that, because if I did that topic, I would really, really want it to be fact-based, not agenda or opinion-based. I would want to steer clear of fanning propaganda or assumption or presumption and stick to absolute fact, personally. So it's above my pay grade, frankly, because I don't know enough about the topic to really know, like go and find the actual law and see where it is in the process and really know, not just this law is going up before a vote and it's going to take all our guns away. I've just, no, 10-foot pole isn't long enough, not going to touch it. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. That's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully I'll take a week off next week, but then it should be like back full time, baby. Should be awesome.
Sweet.
So
Sweet.
Angie,
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, have a good week and stay dry over there. Okay, I know you got the hurricane and stuff, or that's barreling down. So you guys be praying for Angie, because she's in the low country and it gets wet there.
Yeah,
real wet.
Yeah.
I live there.
Should be getting here tomorrow. So
yeah, I know what it's like. All right, good night, everybody. You guys have a great rest of your week. See y'all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, y'all.